Wow. Okay, so we're all packed up,
Yeah.
ready to go, and then a bit like, every time we get back on the road, we just forget. We forget how to do things. We're in traffic in Brisbane, and the car, we just stopped at the lights, and now the car has just like stopped working. We're just like holding up all the traffic. It just came up with a message and it's just stopped. Otherwise I have like a tiny head.
You already do have a tiny head.
Wow. Okay, so we're all packed up.
Yeah.
Ready to go, and then a bit like,
Oh yeah, like it's hard because we're super excited to go, and particularly driving this thing behind us. But we really like it here, and I don't know, equal parts excited to leave and equal parts kind of devastated that we have to as well.
yeah. Because we were talking about it this morning at breakfast. The first time we left back in 2021, like just so excited. We had rented our house out. We hadn't lived in our house for a couple of months. We were like from house to house, and we were just antsy to get on the road. It was just 100% excitement.
Yep.
And then we pulled up in Mandurah, and I worked for like 9 months. We were there house sitting for 6 months at someone else's house. And the same thing, we were so excited to hit the road.
Yep.
But now here, this is like home now.
Yeah.
And it looks like my dad's property. And we've been doing all these exciting things here, and there's so many more exciting things planned to do on the property. It's like this bittersweet, like, oh, I'm kind of like, I don't want to leave because I love it here and we're so comfortable here and like everything.
But also the dogs.
The dogs.
Yeah.
But also we can't wait to get out and see everything.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And it's a style of travel that everyone else does because they don't travel with dogs.
Yeah.
That we've observed and wondered at, and now we're doing it, and it's quite polarizing.
Yeah, so
yeah,
we might be a bit up and down over the next couple of days because we're just in two minds about the whole thing, but you know, we are excited to get on the road. We're so excited to get to Fraser Island. We're so excited to get to Cape York, and then wherever else we can go and explore.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, very hesitant to leave the dogs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very sad. I'm going to say goodbye to them in a minute.
Yep.
But it's been great. It's been great staying here with Dad.
Mm-hmm. It really has been. My legs are killing me because I've got to bend down.
Stand up.
To get everything in frame. So now she's got a little head. My legs going, oh yeah, blood's pumping back now. Okay, good.
Sorry.
All right, so
yeah,
we'll leave it there and we'll head off. See you on the road.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish you could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed. You'll know, you'll know.
So we have made it to our first stop and we're at Mullumbimby Showgrounds. We just realised that we haven't actually stayed at a showgrounds the whole time we've been on the road. Yeah, just happens to be that way. But we're parked up here for 2 nights because I'm going to go get a tattoo, which I'll show you through that later. Grant's just finishing the setup and putting the legs down, but I wanted to show you the couch in the caravan. So it's all done and dusted now. So this is the couch, been reupholstered now. So it's like a charcoal colour. So all the backs and the cushions. So I've reupholstered the couch, got new cushions for the seat and made covers for that. It's quite an interesting job. I've never done that before. It cost about, I think about $650 all up to do that myself. I think it's turned out great. Looks pretty good. I will put up a video of everything that I've done on the couch, so I'm not going to put too much on it here. I'll just put a quick before and you'll see the after. You can see obviously the table looks different. Is we always had like a vinyl cover, like those old school table covers that I got from Spotlight and just like sewed the edges so it fit this table. We always had it over the top of this table because I didn't want the dogs to scratch it because they used to sleep up here. So we don't need that on there anymore. So the whole caravan looks a little bit different. First morning, waking up back on the road. Oh, it's a good coffee. It's a good coffee. So yeah, first night back on the road. First morning waking up without the dogs. Yeah.
So you kind of know what our usual mornings look like. You know, we get smothered by, you know, Labrador sprinkles and Frankie slobber and stuff like that. So to not have that and to not have the noises leading to it, which is usually Frank scratching and licking his paws and trotting around and trying to get up onto the bed.
Snoring.
So much snoring. We didn't have any of that, and that's, I don't know, quite alien.
Yeah.
A bit unnerving actually for me. I got used to the noises. I feel like this is sort of a bit like what a new empty nester would feel like, but we don't have kids. Yeah.
Yeah, all the kids have moved out.
I know.
Ooh. But usually each morning they come up, or most mornings, they'll come up and jump into bed. I know there's people out there who don't like that, but we love that. And they jump up and snuggle between us and we get lots of cuddles, which is lovely. But yeah, it's strange because like obviously there's the whole freedom aspect of not having the dogs, and we heard in the distance because we're at the showgrounds other people's dogs barking last night, and
that's not us.
And we were like, oh, that's not Frank. It's not us who have to worry about it. And then this morning I didn't have to worry about like getting up early and taking Frank out to go to the toilet before everybody else with their dogs get up, because he just gets so anxious around. I'd have to like wake up early and I'd quickly like do a perimeter check and go, are there any dogs? If there's not any dogs, quick on the lead around here, we'll go for a walk over here to this tree, and the whole time you're just like scanning, going, is there a dog? Is someone coming? Are they like, is something going to happen? Is he going to bark? Is he going to wake everybody up? Like, so there's a little bit of stress involved in that, so it's nice not to have that.
I don't think we realised how anxious we were because of, we were out travelling out bush and, you know, in between states and stuff, that we're in between cities. you don't really worry about it too much because there aren't too many people around. But when you go into a town and just say, for example, like at the moment, we're at a showgrounds and there are people around.
Yeah, and other people have dogs.
Other people have dogs, which is, you know.
And so when we pulled up into the camp spot, we just pulled up and went, there's a free spot. We'll just park there. So usually we pull into the campground and we go, we do a search. Who has a caravan and has a dog? Like, is there a bowl outside? Is there a lead? Is there a bed underneath an awning somewhere?
This sounds so pathetic, though.
Yeah.
Like this is what we had to actually, this is our thought process, was our thought process.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like fun to people that don't have dogs. It sounds like a lot of work and a lot of anxiety and stuff.
Well, it is.
It is. But I'd imagine that travelling with 3 small children would not be much different.
Except you probably want to park next to someone else.
You would want to park with other kids.
With other kids.
Yeah.
Whereas we would then go, no, clearly there's a dog there or similar. We will go to the very back, furthest away from the amenities, furthest away from every single person. And then we would position the caravan in a way that if we came out of the caravan, we weren't just going to go straight in to see something else because there was this whole management of Frank.
Yeah, it was all Frank.
But, yeah, I don't know, maybe we should just do a separate video just on, like, the realities of travelling with difficult dogs or reactive dogs.
I don't know, we've sort of covered it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we have covered it.
Yeah.
But, it's just all this newfound anxiousness-free travel.
I don't know, we have to... Anxiety-free.
Yeah, that's a word.
We will have to get to know ourselves again and what we do.
It's a completely different form of travelling.
Yeah.
You know, and plus, you get parked up for... We live full-time on the road, so then we are moving constantly. And then when you stop for 6 months...
4 months, yeah.
Whatever, 5 months in Mandurah. Once we got going again, we had to, like, relearn how to actually hitch and, you know, set up, pack up.
All the things.
Tow. Well, not so much towing, but, like...
Yeah, you just forget it all.
I got a little bit out of practice reversing.
Yeah. Anyway, won't take long to come back.
No, it comes back almost, you know, fairly immediately. But it's just getting back into the groove of things. And it's not something you want to get wrong either, like the pack up and the setup and stuff like that. So
no, definitely not.
It can go very wrong if you get it wrong. We'll
probably leave you here. We're going to enjoy our coffee, and later on today, I'm going to go get a tattoo. So I don't know how much of that, if I'm going to film any of it, but
probably not.
Maybe you'll see. I don't know. Probably just after. I'll just show you what I did afterwards. Oh, Grant, can you just hold this? Firstly, if I'm in the light, I don't know how well you can see that. That's the first half. Sorry, it's got glad wrap on it. That's the first half of my tattoo. Going back tomorrow to get the other half of it, and then I'll show you the proper one. But I have a question. If you can help me, please put it in the comments. I'm a little bit frustrated, I guess, with our stovetop in the caravan, and especially after cooking on a normal stove for the last 4 months. The gas burners are like shockingly low. Like you have it on high and you still have hardly any gas coming through to cook, and it takes a long time to cook anything. So if you can help me out, please drop some suggestions in on how we could potentially increase the flow of gas to our cooktop so that I can actually cook things faster. So that flame is on high and you can like barely see it. That's a good flame. Like, let me just turn that off so I'm not using all the gas, and I'm going to light this one. That's high. That's a high flame. I don't know if you can see. It barely is touching the edges. Like, it basically shouldn't even, like, don't even turn it on. It doesn't even do anything. So if anybody's got any suggestions on how to tweak the stovetop without having to buy a whole new oven and stovetop, please leave them in the comments. That would be very helpful. Thank you. Just woken up, you can probably tell. Every time we get back on the road, we just forget. We forget how to do things. So last night we've gone to sleep and I forgot to turn the inverter on off. And our batteries are now down to 48%. So, yeah. Gotta remember, turn the inverter off. There's all these things that are just a general habit when you're travelling, and I just get out of the habit when we've parked up in one location for a little bit. So, yep. Hopefully I remember to turn it off tonight.
Fuel pressure low.
Okay. We're in traffic in Brisbane and the car, we just stopped at the lights and now the car has just like stopped working. Grant can't start it again. Full accessory power active. Yep. We're just like holding up all the traffic and we don't know what to do.
Top bonnet, please.
We can't even just jump out of the car because we're so big that we'll be right in traffic. Grant's just got out, just popped the bonnet to have a look. Have no idea. It just came up with a message and it's just stopped.
Okay, so you guys have headed out east?
Yes.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Right.
But we're currently in Brisbane.
Oh, cool. So you're just all over the place, okay?
Yep.
Let's see. That's all good. So I've updated that. Alright, just stay with me. Okay, so are you able to like neutralize the vehicle and like release the kind of thing?
Hey, buddy.
You in a toe strap?
A toe strap? Yeah, I've got a few.
I'm going to drag you around the corner or something.
If you can.
We're
If you grab your strap out.
super heavy.
Yeah, dude, we're like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, let's put a neutral and I'll tow you.
Okay.
Good man.
I'll go slow because you won't have very friends, right?
Yeah.
Get your strap out and I'll come back on you.
Okay, so someone's just towing us. We're going to try and tow us.
Not doing you right?
He's going to attempt to. He just pulled up in front of us and said, can I tow you?
Amazing.
Yeah, so hopefully he can just tow us around the corner. Okay, so, sorry, what was the question?
We're all good, mate. Yeah, okay, Grant?
Yeah, mate, all good.
Yeah, all good.
Keep going, buddy.
Thank you.
Start turning, mate.
Okay, so we've just had a very lovely man stop in the freeway and tow us to a car park. So we're not blocking traffic, which is amazing. And I was just back on the phone with the insurance because I hung up while we were doing that, and the car's just started. So Grant's just tried again and it started.
Oh, I'd definitely be doing it.
So,
All right, well,
I don't know.
All right, mate, we'll get her up and I'll head back and yeah, like I said, we'll follow you.
Yeah. Oh, you're a good man. Cheers, Luke. Catch my bite.
Well, that was old mate who just towed us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Luke, thank you. He's just rang us. So he's just hanging around the corner or something.
I don't know what he's done. I don't think he lives far from here, and he just decided, I'll just give him a call and see if he's had any joy. And I said, well, it's just cranked over somehow. It just decided to start, that it wanted to start, and it's running currently. And he said, oh, well, I'll come follow you. Make sure you get across the bridge. And I said, well, if I try again, that's a big bridge. That's a long bridge. So, yeah, I didn't want to attempt it and then just like,
Yeah, get stuck again and block traffic again.
So he's going to come around and follow us, and we're going to attempt to drive, which is weird, which is hard because I need to do a nervous wee.
Yeah, well, go
I'm gonna.
Go in the caravan.
Yeah.
So I need to wee too. Hurry up. Okay, so we're moving. Luke has come back nicely, and he's gonna follow us in case we get into any trouble, and he can tow us to the caravan park. So lovely.
What a champion, eh? Seriously.
Can't believe the kindness of strangers. So we've made it to the caravan park. It's a little bit of an ordeal. Grant's very stressed, understandably. And Luke, what an absolute legend for getting us here. And
Thank you, dude.
for now, we're just going to relax and we'll talk to you tomorrow. We're just about to head off to the mechanics, and Grant's just started the car and it's worked, so that's a good sign. At least we can get to the mechanics for them to, do the normal service we'd booked in for, but actually have a look at whatever this problem was.
Righto, so update from last night when we broke down at the traffic lights, which was super embarrassing, but it happens to the best of us. The absolute legends that gave us a hand, Luke, won't forget you, buddy. Thank you so much. Massive props to you, mate. It's people like you that keep the world ticking. Now, since then, I've gone into All American Driveline. They've done a service. We already had it scheduled in. So as far as breakdowns are concerned, it happened at a pretty good time, to be honest with you. Not the best location, but not the worst time. And turns out it was just dirty fuel, and the filters were inundated we've had some pretty crappy fuel from where we've been. Anyway, so we've gotten it done. It seems to be working pretty good. It does pay to get someone who is trained on these trucks to work on these trucks, because they were able to really get into the nitty-gritty, like get into the programming and everything to make sure that it's working the way it should. Updated bits of the ECU when they needed to be updated, as they should have. So it's running much nicer. They cleared the tyre pressure light, so it was set by factory to like 80 psi at the rear. And with the new tyres, we don't run that sort of pressure. So he got rid of that light for me, which is good. And yeah, a bit of a hefty service bill, but so far she's working pretty good, and I'll keep you posted if it doesn't.
Okay, back in the car.
Back in the car.
We are leaving Brisbane and we're on our way up to Noosa. We're going to go check out Tiwa Beach. But we thought we'd just get on here and just give you a little update of all of the excitement, I guess, stress running around and trying to get problems and issues sorted for the car. So I think the last update, Grant had come back from the mechanics and we thought the problem was resolved. And yeah, it hadn't yet.
It wasn't. So we had the issue on the bridge. The next day we had the service at the mechanics. They had a look, ran diagnostics, couldn't work out what the problem was. They replaced the filters, thinking that it was going to be fine. Filters were nice and clean. The next day I was going to go back to see Dean at Big Dog, and it happened again. So finally got to Dean, they had a look, and
can I just stop 1 second? So the issue was the car would cut out, and then eventually, after starting it multiple times, it would then restart so you could drive again. So you weren't just like stuck and had to be towed. It was coming back on. Sorry, go. You're at Big Dog.
So before I go ahead, I've actually had this problem before, like with our old 76 series. It turned out that on that vehicle, the return pipe on the long range tank had a crack in it. They had tightened the bolts up to secure the tank to the vehicle too tight and had cracked the return, thus letting air in. Once you lift it off and created a suction, air would then travel in through the common rail system. The common rail doesn't like air, so it just cuts out. Well, a similar thing happened to the Effie. Turned out that one of the pipes, not sure if it was the return, could have been, one of the clips wasn't on as tight as it probably could have been, and that's all it was. It caused all that, and it's a really easy thing to do, so it's not
nobody's fault.
It's nobody's fault. Everyone did a really good job. It's just one of those things that happen. It just caused a little bit of stress and a bit of concern.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's all good now. It hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
We took it for about an hour's drive last night, and it hasn't happened, and we've been on the road for about an hour and it hasn't happened yet. So, but if it does happen, I think I might know what the problem is, and I might know how to fix it. So, happy days.
Just really, we're really fortunate that we had already had the mechanic booked in for a service, so they could have a look at everything. And then we had already booked in with Big Dog to kind of go through the 1000k kind of checkup and just to tighten some things up on the suspension. So it was really fortunate we already had those things booked in when the issue happened, and luckily they've been able to pretty much solve it, so fingers crossed that's solved. And then in addition to that, we've found 2 other things that need to be replaced. So we need to do our front bearings. They're worn.
One of them is.
One of them is.
If you're going to do one, you do them both.
Yeah. So then we just know that they're both done. And then another component in our steering arm. Is it the steering arm? I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk details.
We're not mechanics. But no, you're doing all right. So yeah, it's just the ball joints on the control arms. They've got a little bit of play, and it's not bad. It's not dangerous. It's just not really what you want. Yep. So we have
booked in.
Found the replacement parts. We've booked in with the guys that did the suspension for this vehicle through Big Dog. They're going to sort me out, so should be sweet.
Yeah. Oh, and one other issue we need to sort out, which I haven't booked in with anybody yet, is the air conditioning in the truck. It works sporadically. It works most of the time when it's not hot. When it's actually hot and you really need it, it tends to not be as cool.
Well, according to the mechanic who hooked up his diagnostics to his computer to the car and everything, and ran it and checked everything on that side, there's nothing wrong. It's not to say that there's nothing wrong. It's just to say that
it's not obvious.
It's not obvious yet.
There's no major issue or anything that's like coming up in any codes. So we need to book in with someone to get that looked at as well when we come back for the suspension and the bearings. Yeah, we'll probably end this video here. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Of course. And and the next one after this is probably going to be us on Tiwa Beach. Yeah, it's the first time it's going to be on the sand, so
see how that goes.
Awesome. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you.